election. So therefore, we had to find another meeting date. And so we'll just take a verbal pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberties and justice for all. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the October minutes. John, I'd like to make a motion that we unanimously approve the minutes for October. And will they be coming in, or have they come in?
I have not seen them.
Oh my. I was sure I had sent them to you, Cliff.
Really? Okay. Okay, I will. Yeah. Let me see. Let me double check that and see if they're on. All right. I'll double check, and let me see here if they did come in. John, could you do a favor for me, if you could? Could you send them to me tonight sometime, and then I will send them to everybody first thing tomorrow, because I can't find them in my file here.
Immediately following the meeting.
Okay. John, thank you very much. So the next item, are there any revisions or changes to the agenda?
Yeah, Cliff, you don't have VPAC on the agenda.
BPAC.
Yep.
I have.
Yeah, you left the BPAC update off there, Cliff.
Okay, well, let me see. I'm trying to. Well, here I got the recreation. Wait a minute. I don't. Yeah. Okay. I'll put Dan down here. Forgive me. I've been going through a lot of issues here, so you kind of have to forgive me if I do make some errors here. So I'll try to correct that. All right. I've got it on the agenda right after the welcome letters. Is that good? Is that all right, Dan?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Cliff, I would therefore move to add BPAC to the agenda.
Yes. I've got it on the agenda right now.
I think we need a motion and a second and then a vote.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right.
Cliff, I'd also like to make a motion to push the October minutes into our next meeting for approval, since we don't have the minutes in front of us.
And who is this?
I agree.
Carl?
I second that.
All right. The October minutes approval in November.
No, they're not approved in November. They're moved to the next meeting, which would be January.
January. That's right. You see? Okay. Approved to January. Okay.
Sorry, Cliff.
That's right. I've had a real rough time here, so you have to kind of bear with me, okay?
No problem.
Okay. All right. All right. The approval of the October minutes will be made in January of 2021, along with the, of course, the November minutes. Now, we will not have, again, a reminder, we will not have any meeting in December of this year. All right. So that is done. Are there any other revisions to the agenda?
I think we need a vote on the motion to move the approval of the October minutes to January. I have made the motion and Dan has seconded it.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. All those. All right. All right. Now let's move, if we can. Are there any other revisions? Move to the reports for the township. Carl?
I have my report I'd prefer to put into the project status for the Ferry Trail work review, as well as the Meridian open space trash cleanup. I'd like to handle both of those under the project status portion of the meeting as opposed to a report from the liaison. I have nothing further to report other than on those two matters.
Okay, we'll move your comments to the progress on the ferry trail and the Meridian open space. Grosse Ile Nature Land Conservancy, Bert.
Okie doke. On October 17th, we had our annual meeting. We moved it up from November so that we could have it outside. And it was a shortened meeting with just a quick presentation of our 2020 accomplishments and the election of new board members. Then on October 25th, we had a program at the airport nature area called The Nature of Halloween with our naturalist, Griffin Bray, who's a student at U of M Dearborn.
Okay.
And on this past Saturday, on November 7th, we had an owl prowl in the evening, and we had 51 people attended, and so that was quite a record. So.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Bert?
No, we're pretty much done for the year too. There's work going on at Sunrise Park. We have received funding from a donor for the installation of a bathroom that's going to be put there, and so the township is doing work on the getting the plumbing, the water, and everything set up. So.
Okay.
That sounds great, Bert.
Okay, that's great. Great news.
Yep, things are, and the water has receded a bit, so the park is a little bigger than it was at the height of summer.
Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you very much, Bert. I don't hear Pam here, so we'll just dispense with the beautification committee.
You skipped Kyle. Is he here?
I was coming.
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, Kyle, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No problem. I don't have too much to report. The biggest thing is that the Recreation Department is going through the master planning process right now and the public feedback process. We had one meeting, I want to say, on the Friday or the week before the election, and about a dozen people attended. But I know Kim O'Farrell is still, seeking out feedback. There should be at least one or two other meetings, I believe. I just want to encourage folks to submit ideas for the next 5 years for the Recreation Master Plan moving forward. As you all probably know as well as I do, it's an important part of making sure recreation is able to get grant funding from certain entities. So it's something that's required of us, and also just a big opportunity for people to weigh in and say what they want their future community to look like. So just want to encourage folks to do that here, and to anyone that's listening, to encourage folks to do that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kyle. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. I didn't hear Pam this evening, so I'd assume she's not there. Are either Emma or Andrea there from Grosse Ile School? If not, we'll dispense with the Grosse Ile School liaison, and I'll call Emma to see if I can get maybe some updates or any other comments that you might have. The next one, of course, is John with the welcome letters. John, how are we coming?
Well, none went out this month, but we'll probably have about 60 to 70 going out in the next couple of weeks.
70?
We are catching up.
My goodness, that's a lot. Now you have plenty of guides, am I correct?
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay. Let me know if you need some more, or else you can just go down to the Township Hall and talk to Lori down in the building department, and she knows where they are, and she'll get them for you.
Thank you very much.
You bet, John. Thank you. Okay, Dan, the bike path committee.
I received an email, and I haven't had a chance to read it thoroughly, but Ryan wants me to look into the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Legacy Fund. And there's different programs that they offer funding for, and he'd like me to take a peek at possibly applying for one of these grants. Now, I don't know, like I said, I haven't had a chance to read the brochure, and I think it's a good idea. And I'll have more to report in January.
Okay. Will you be meeting in December?
I left Brian a note last night whether or not we're meeting this month or if we're done for the year.
Okay.
I'll give you an update as soon as I know.
Okay, that'll be fine. Anything else, Dan?
That's it.
Okay, I don't believe there's anybody.
One more thing. We're looking at connecting to the natural wildlife over by the end of the airport, and we really haven't had a chance to talk about that yet because of the COVID. So as soon as I know more about that, I'll get back with you.
Very good. Okay, Dan, thank you very much. Appreciate it. As far as the next item is public comments, I don't hear anybody from the public there, so we'll dispense with the public comment section. The next is, of course, the project status. There's quite a bit to report there. Let's start off with the ferry trail work and review. Bert and Carl?
I would yield to Bert on that. Bert, if you want to start, I'll finish.
I was just going to yield to you, Carl. So,
well,
I mean, I guess we could say that we had a walkthrough with Sahil from Rains, and they gave us a quote that was pretty staggering. And so we had another walkthrough with Tom from JD,
right.
TNT, and
to essentially start working on it again. Yes.
Right.
All right. Okay, and okay. Anything else, Bert?
No, I'll let Carl flesh that out.
Okay, Carl.
I have been in contact. I've been at a different commission. I've been in contact with John Kime and Derek Thiel at DPS, and one of the benefits of the recent cleanup that we did over at Meridian Open Space, and I'll visit that in a moment, was that John was successfully able to use and demonstrate what could be done with the front end of the equipment that we have there. John has a backhoe that was able to push through a space, and I asked John if perhaps he and Derek could show us how they could use that to perhaps ditch along the path that we're trying to put in between Ferry and Gage. And I'm looking forward to meeting with him hopefully tomorrow at 10 o'clock so he can get an idea what we want, and they might be able to do the ditching for us, putting the spoil into an area where we can create a raised path and help us get through all of the water issues, and perhaps put in some culverts so that the water will drain. Okay. And we're supposed to have a meeting tomorrow, tentatively scheduled for 10 a.m., and I think that shows some progress of being able to use township resources and save tens of thousands of dollars in the meantime. And then if we can get this done soon enough, it is entirely possible that TNT could start spreading some chips. So,
okay.
Well,
a raised
that
trail.
was wonderful, Carl.
That's the goal for tomorrow's meeting. So
Carl, is that at Ferry?
That is at Ferry. We're going to be meeting there, and John will, because that is a real problem in the springtime, and
right.
we seem to be certainly running out of time. If John can do it, and we can knock that, as you aptly stated, staggering estimate on what it would cost if we can do some of this work with township employee, township equipment, and make this thing work. I want to push so that we can get this trail up and running ASAP, and that means before the trail ice is over and we start having the problems again in the winter and spring with water drainage and those issues, because so much of that is desirable, but it is underwater for a better part of, I'm going to say, 200 yards or more. And Bert, you and I and Cliff walked back there with Tom, and it needs to be done. And
Right.
But the amount of money that was quoted was eye-popping.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, excuse me. I'm looking at an email from, it's it's this long email from Derek to Carl, John, CC to Clifford, and so it says subject Meridian walkthrough Thursday at 10 a.m. So do they think we're going to Meridian or to Ferry?
We're going to do both.
Well, we want to finish off the ferry. We want to get the ferry road, the ferry trail project completely finished first before we start tackling any other trails.
Absolutely.
I think that's what we talked about before.
Okay, but this email says we're meeting at Meridian for a walkthrough at 10 a.m. on Thursday.
No, it's going to be changed. I did not get into the office today. I had mediation in Roseville at 8:30, and I got back here, so I haven't had a chance to read through the emails there. But when I talked to Derek yesterday, it seemed like we were I'm going to remind him that it is at Ferry and not at Thoroughfare.
Exactly.
Okay.
We'll have that straightened out. So,
yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out, Bert. Again, I was not in the office today at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's going to be the ferry trail. And now the thing that we won't engineer it here on the phone, but the thing we have to keep in mind is that we whatever Tom does, if there's an area that needs some groundwork first before he puts in the chips. Yeah, the chips. I think we're going to have to say hold off on that section until the groundwork is put in. But let's not engineer it here. We'll make the walkthrough first, and then we'll determine what needs to be done.
Excellent.
Right.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. So I'll have Daryl and Pat Nielsen made a walkthrough on the ferry trail today, and Daryl gave me some comments. He's not going to be available tomorrow, so I'll share this with you tomorrow when I ride it. That's at 10 o'clock in the morning. Am I correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hope we can get this thing done. Goodness gracious, we've been through about everything you could ever possibly think of in terms of obstacles of having that trail completed, including a major pandemic. So hopefully we'll get it done before next spring, I hope.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else, Carl?
I have nothing else on the connector between Ferry and Gage. Bert, how about you?
Nope.
Okay. The next item is the Meridian open space trash cleanup was held on Saturday, and there was a lot of progress made. And Teresa, did you get a chance to look at it at all?
Yeah, I looked at it today actually, but unfortunately I was not available at that time. So Carl will be able to fill you in.
Okay, very good. I'm going to send you. I have a copy of the report that was made by the Boy Scouts, and I sent that out to everybody. Did anybody get a copy of that? It was written by the Scoutmaster about the event that we had Saturday.
Yeah.
I received the one from Patrick Quinlan.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you get it, Teresa?
Yes, I got it. It was very well written.
Okay, very good.
I didn't see it.
Who, Dan?
Yep, I didn't see it.
I sent it to you. I'll tell you what, I'll send it again.
Is that the one I sent you back that I said I can't open?
Yes. Now that's the one, yes.
I can't open it. I've tried like 3 times.
Oh, dear. All right. Well, I'll see that you get it, even by snail mail if possible.
No, just to open it up and somehow send it to me as an attachment. But, yeah, I tried 3 times to open it up, and I couldn't get it.
I'll try it tomorrow.
Nope,
Yeah, Cliff, I'm not able to open it either.
Really? Good grief.
Right.
All right. Anybody else that can't open it? All right. Bert and Dan, I'll see that you get a copy of that report tomorrow, one way or the other, and I'll send it again, and then I'll ask for your response to see if you got it.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll do that tomorrow morning.
And I would share Miss Weeks' thoughts about the summary. It was especially well written. In a nutshell, we met the scouts in front of the open space sign on East River side of the woods, and we had about 13 scouts there. There were somewhere around 8 adults and some other supervisors, including both Cliff and Bill Stevenson. It is in the report, so I'm not going to belabor that. Please take the time to read it. The scouts summary is excellent. All of the individual participants are mentioned. And in short, we had a wonderful day, weather speaking, on Saturday.
Well, you couldn't have a better day.
Could not have been better. And the scouts, very energetic, enthusiastic. We were able to clean out that area probably within a 100-yard radius of the dumpster that's been there in front of the sign. Tires, cement block, brick, all kinds of metal and debris there, and we filled up a 30-yard dumpster, and it is just an incredible amount of work. The scouts did a great job. There were cement posts to be busted up, all kinds of metal rod, and it looks a lot better, and as the vegetation grows back, it's not going to be covering a dump. It's going to be back the way that God and Mother Nature intended, and the scouts did a terrific job. Once we had the area cleaned up, we moved over to the old cow path that runs parallel to Manchester, and that went in from the Park Lane side. Had visions of digging up a rather large section of an old pickup truck. Bill Stevenson indicated how his kids used to practice driving when they were a little bit below the teen years. They'd go back there and play in this thing, and Mother Nature has rusted it to the point where the only thing that we found that we could move, because everything else deteriorated, was a section of what looked like the old truck bed.
Yeah.
So that was accomplished in about 15, 20 minutes. They brought it out to the curb. I had brought a chainsaw along to cut up anything that was necessary that had fallen across the trail, expecting that we would need to pull the stuff out so that the front end loader could come back in there. And the section was dragged out by the scouts, placed along the curb at Park Lane and Manchester. Worked out very well. And since we had chainsaw back there, Brian McGran and I cut up some of the deadfall that had fallen back there on the trails and opened that up again so it is completely free of logs from Park Lane pretty much all the way east where the trail terminates. And that is now free of debris, and the scouts had a great time. Bill Stevenson was able to show us where things were. And Wendy's mapping of the area showed everybody where the debris field was. Wendy, good job with that. Everybody was very, very able to find where the truck was and where all of the debris was. So, Wendy, thank you very, very much.
It's Teresa.
I'm sorry, Teresa. Where do I get Wendy from? Teresa, thank you very much for that. That was just terrific. Made a big difference, made it easier. And these kids were in and out in 3 hours. So they filled up a dumpster in 3 hours.
Is it completely cleaned up, Clara?
It's for everything that we saw within a 100-yard radius. Again, Teresa had it all mapped out for us, but we had did a sweep where we had the scouts stand about 10, 12 feet apart, walk through an area from south to north, again about a 100-yard area, turn around and move west, come back from that direction, and then spread out again. So we covered probably everything that could possibly be found. The scouts went through there and again did a sweep with a line and found some more stuff we pulled out. But Teresa had a lot of good information for us, and did Bill Stevenson. So thank you.
Good.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anything else? Any other comments? I just regressing a minute. John Meyer, are you there? Yeah, John, did you get when I sent you a copy of that report by the Scoutmaster? Were you able to open it up? Hello, John.
Don't hear him.
John.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Were you able to open up that report that I sent to everybody about the results of the Meridian Road, the Meridian area cleanup?
No, I could not either.
All right. Let me see what I can do. I'll make sure that you're included on this second try tomorrow, John.
But do you want me to try to do that? That was sent over to me as well as to you. I can try and send it out to everybody first thing in the morning.
Can you, if you could do that somehow, I can. I couldn't able to. Apparently, I failed in most cases to do it. Yeah, if you could do that for me, Carl, that'd be appreciated.
I will do that, and I'll send you a copy to make sure that you have confirmation that it went to everybody.
Okay, very good.
Thanks, Carl.
Okay.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Any other items as far as either the Ferry Road or the Meridian cleanup? Just as a reminder, at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to meet and walk through the Ferry Trail again and prepare with the township, the DPS people, to see what we can do about improving the, I would say, the robustness, so to speak, for that particular trail.
If there was one other item that I'm not sure that everyone on the commission is aware of, but the township board did unanimously pass approval to begin the acquisition process of 2 lots in the wildlife center that abut and adjoin thoroughfare. I think those were lots 160 and 161.
Yes.
So we are starting the acquisition process on those, and hope to close on that in the very near future.
Okay, that's right. In other words, it's been approved, and all we have to do now is go through the final process of purchasing the lots. Is that correct?
That is correct. Closing on them, and that will leave all of thoroughfare on the east side in the wildlife sanctuary from Horsemill to Morkland is already in Greenways open space, and on the west side that will leave 4 lots that are adjoining or abutting on the thoroughfare that are still in private hands.
Yes, and hopefully we can maybe convince the people that own those lots to maybe consider maybe either donating them or selling them at a very low price to the township to really tie up that whole west end of the of that property.
Well, it's a significant acquisition because what that means is between open space and the Nature Conservancy, there are large portions of that wildlife refuge, if you will, that are now going to be green at least as long as providing a buffer with thoroughfare going west. So we're making progress, and it's going to be something that'll be there for our children's children.
Okay, that's great. The one last item is to replace the damaged sign. Come to find out, the company that I contracted with to construct an identification sign on Grosse Ile Parkway to identify that open space, that company has gone out of business because of the COVID. The $870-some deposit that I made, that the township made to start working on the sign, has been returned and put back into the open space program. And the only thing I guess I have to do now is find another company that can build a sign similar to the ones we have throughout the island, and do it expeditiously. So I'm going to have to start all over again on that project.
Hey, Cliff, I can.
Go ahead.
I can ask where the Conservancy gets their signs, because they're somewhat similar.
If you could, I would appreciate it. If
Yeah.
you get somebody, just give me a note on the email, and then I will I'll contact them and see if they can't construct a sign for us.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen, Bert, as I recall, that there was some talk that Pat Nielsen had access or knew of a company that was doing that as well.
Yeah, I've already talked to Pat on that, Carl, and
Okay.
she's checking her files to see if she can find a company. So
Excellent.
I got Bert and Pat doing a similar thing. So between you, Bert, and Pat, I'm sure we'll come up with a company.
Okay.
Do we have anybody in the township is qualified with woodworking?
Oh, I don't know. You mean working for the township?
Yeah. I mean, they might be doing it on a side for the township, or it could be a part-time type job for them. I would check with somebody at DPS and ask them.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, we can do that tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow when we check the trail. I'll check with Derek. Derek might know somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's so many handy people here on the island. I mean, maybe we could find somebody.
Actually, the Historical Society's vendor list has quite a few woodworking artisans, and so that might be something we can look at too. So,
Okay.
Good idea.
Just thinking out of the box. That's all.
Okay.
No, I think it's a great idea. I'll look at the Historical Society vendor list and get you the names of or call the woodworkers and see if they'd be interested or could do something like that. Because it would be kind of cool. The beauty of that would be you could customize it any way you want it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we could either, thinking more of the box, we could have somebody make the sign as an artisan, and then we could have the DPS people install it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, we'll try that. Teresa, yeah, just check somebody, and then just send me an email or give me a call on the phone.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay.
Thanks, Teresa.
Okay. Is there anything else that anybody would like to talk about as far as future projects or anything else that we should add to the agenda?
Well, I have a couple things. This is Bert. So one is just to remind everyone that the gateway to the Detroit River International Wildlife Refuge over on Jefferson is open from dawn to dusk from Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful place. And also, as part of the Refuge Alliance, which is a friends group that supports the refuge, we are having a raffle, 2-night stay at the Grand Hotel at Mackinac Island for $100 a ticket, and then an owl-themed quilt that is $5 a ticket, or 6 tickets for $20. And you can contact me or the International Wildlife Refuge Alliance website. And then the other thing I wanted to say is, hip hip hooray, Carl Bletcher was reelected to the Township Board. So congratulations to Carl.
Oh, thank you for that, Bert. I think your sign put me over the top.
There you go.
My sign in your yard put me over the top. Thank you.
Bert, I have a question
welcome.
for you. When is the fishing pier going to open up?
The fishing pier is open from Thursdays through Sundays. The visitor center is not open because of COVID, but the trails and the fishing pier are open.
Can you take bikes back in there?
No, you can ride the bike path that goes along Jefferson, and then you can take your bike like up to the fishing pier, and then there's a bike rack there, and there's also a bike rack near the walking trails, which are technically in Humbug Marsh, but yeah, those are not meant to be biking trails.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to add that Pat and I had the opportunity to visit the wildlife sanctuary, not a wildlife, but the sanctuary last week, and it was a very nice experience. They did a real nice job in constructing that facility.
Yeah, and it's only going to get better. There's going to be picnic tables and sort of a play structure there, something a little more natural looking than your normal plastic equipment, and things. So things are still in development. And of course, the visitor center, we hope will be open in 2021 at some point.
Oh, that's
Bert,
great.
how many acres is that?
Oh gosh, I should know that, but I don't have it off the top of my head.
I was just asking.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was a considerable amount.
It is. It is big, and the property with the visitor center is still owned by Wayne County, and then south of that is owned by the Fish and Wildlife Service.
Cool. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, is there anything else? Anybody else got any other comments? If not, before I make a motion or ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting, I want to wish, as you know, we will not have a meeting in December, but I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving and a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we will see you the first week in January, hopefully.
Cliff,
All right, thank you.
Cliff, I would echo
Everybody
those
else.
sentiments and also thank everybody that's been a veteran on Veterans Day to serve. Thank you for your service.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, Cliff, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Opposed? The meeting is
Thanks,
officially
everybody.
adjourned. I want to again wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, very Happy New Year, and a very happy Thanksgiving. Let's hope we have a better year next year.
For sure.
And be careful.
Okay. Hey, Carl. Okay.